It's an innie, not an outie. All right, so...
Are we talking about my penis?
Yeah. Welcome, CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Yeah. Hey, happy 4th, or day after 4th, Lowery. Did you guys do anything fun?
Stayed home.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It was fun. It was. You know, my son, he's 2.5 years old, and this is probably the first year he actually watched fireworks. And he was cool with it. He was very excited.
That's good.
But it was pretty hard to get him to sleep.
Yeah, especially in the cities there, just going off left and right. I mean, even here, we sat outside and put the boys down. Oh, actually, Zeke had an accident, not with fireworks. He just tripped going down the driveway. Like, he was excited to give me fireworks. And like 3 of his toes were just completely bleeding. His knee was bleeding. His face hit the asphalt. So I was like, well, it's probably time to go to bed. And so we put him to bed and then came outside, and there's like 8 different fireworks shows going on that we could see the main city of Elk River's fireworks, but then all the neighborhoods were lighting them off. And I think the boys just got into their rooms, into the basement, because, you know, up until this point, we were all in the same room. If they would have been upstairs, they wouldn't have gone to sleep. But we were lucky that they're actually down in the basement. But I felt bad because the actual fireworks show happened right when we put them to bed. And I was like, oh, damn it.
I mean, once it's too tired, like, then it's just a pain, though. Come on, man.
Well, so this is the second year in a row that Zeke's had an accident with fireworks, where the last year we had sparklers, which, as you know, from us growing up with our cousin Roman, that sparkler there was one that was, what was it? One was up and one was down, and it caught the other one and just shot down like it was a dud or something.
I wasn't there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It shot down both ways. Like,
it was crazy.
It wasn't just...
Yeah, it flew down his hand, and then he just had this gash, like bubbling skin across his hand. Ooh. But anyway, so Zeke last year, he was doing the sparkler and then grabbed the end of it and did kind of a similar thing. It was like,
that's hot.
Yeah,
that's real hot.
2 years in a row, injured baby.
Yeah.
So
I caught my son today. He was getting into my draft beer jelly bean stash.
Beer jelly. Oh, that stuff that you made me try.
I'm just so disappointed in him right now. I don't know what to say. I need to do some kind of talk. But really, I sat down and
responsibly eat those.
Well, I actually forced him as a punishment to eat all of the beer jelly beans, and I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Isn't that like the old school way of doing it? You know, the kids smoking, you make them smoke the whole pack.
You mean dumb? Dumb?
Right. Now I'm
dumb.
Addicted to cigarettes, so thanks, Dad.
I'm sure those were like PSAs put out by like smoking and drinking companies. They're like, if you get your children, make sure they drink it all, so it's better.
Buy a carton of it and then make them sit down.
That's what I'll probably do if my son ever gets into magic cards. Like, if he gets into mine and starts racking on them, I'm like, I'm gonna buy you all the magic cards, and you're gonna have to deal with them now.
You have to
sort
play.
them. You sort these cards. God.
That's your punishment. That's a good idea. All right, so this is episode 125. We're talking Jumpstart today. That's pretty much what we're doing, right? We're doing a little bit of what we started the last time with core set, Commander 99 or garbage, but then we're also going to review some. It's all going to be new cards from Jumpstart. Yes, it's been out for 2 weeks. We wanted core set we wanted core set to get its little day, and even though it just got released this weekend,
literal day.
Yeah. Well, because we're gonna
Jumpstart gets it's a day.
Yeah, well, because Jumpstart's going to be here. I think is it like a week? We're about to get Double Master spoilers. Well, no, I'm just saying
it's
Double Master spoilers is going to be coming out. Like spoilers is coming in like a week.
Does.
Yeah, so that's fun stuff. So we're just going to kind of go through that. It might be
what are you drinking?
Oh yes, I was trying to decide. I had. I'm drinking Indeed Brewing. I'm drinking a Mexican honey Imperial Lager, which is pretty good. Has a little hint of honey to it, which is
Can I
nice.
see it? I'm pretty sure I've actually given you some of those.
Yeah. You see it? Yeah? No?
Maybe it was Mexican honey something else.
It has bees
I don't
on it.
recognize the can.
Yeah.
But I like Indeed. Indeed is a good company.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. I was almost going to drink. I got the Natty Light lemonade and strawberry lemonade.
Jesus.
They're really tasty, actually. Surprisingly really tasty.
Do you know what's really tasty? And you should probably go and buy those. Is what I am drinking is from Boulevard Brewing out of Missouri, or Kansas City at least, whatever the fuck. And it is a tequila barrel lime juice sour ale. No.
Sour though.
This is probably one of the best beers I've had in a long time.
Really?
It's very good.
You just raved about a sour the other day, so this is even better than that one?
Yeah. Last week's sour was like a champagne, the raspberry.
I was trying to find it in the liquor store, and I could not find that.
This one is fantastic.
So does it have can you taste the tequila?
I mean, if it's
because
it has a taste of the tequila barrel, which is different than tequila. Kind of like a whiskey barrel is a bit different than a whiskey.
I just hate tequila. Ugh.
Understandable. Most people should and do.
Well, it used to be my drink of choice before I got sick off of it. And then after I got sick off of it, I can't take tequila anymore.
Okay, you know what? I have the worst tequila story, way worse than yours.
No, you've heard my tequila story, right?
I'm willing to hear it again. I forget your stories.
Well, it was in high school. I was at a friend's party, and I used to just drink, tequila was my drink of choice at that point. And girlfriend broke up with me, I think is what it was. And so I was at the party, and I was just like, yeah. I was like, I'm just going to get wasted. And so my buddy was making just straight tequila of like the low ball glasses, but just no ice, no nothing, just tequila. And that I put down I think 4 of them.
In high school?
Yeah. It was pretty bad. Then all of a sudden I'm just sitting on the couch, laying on the couch, or shouldn't say sitting, trying to light a cigarette backwards. So I lit it and lit the filter end. And then I was just like, oh man, I don't feel good. Like the whole room, it did that whole, your typical spinning, but it was like a spiral. And so I was like, I got to get out of here. So I start running to the bathroom. For some reason, I decided to go upstairs, carpeted stairs, and I had
to go the furthest away from where I'm at.
Right. I had before that not pepperoni. It was mushroom and sausage pizza. They all came up whole onto that carpet, just all the way up and down the stairs.
That should also teach you that you need to chew your food more and not drink as much tequila.
Yeah. So then I didn't drink tequila anymore after that, and me and puking. I don't like to do it. So that was not a fun time. So what's your tequila puking story?
Okay, I did not puke. It's way weirder.
Oh.
So it was like graduation of college. I wasn't living on campus, my 5th year, wink. And so I had a key to a buddy's dorm room, and he had already gone out to the bars. I was going in there to get a couple shots in before I went out to the bars. I'm calling him up on the phone, right? So I have a shot of tequila. I take the shot of tequila while I'm calling. The phone drops out from in between my head and shoulder.
Yeah.
And I go to catch it while the shot's in my mouth. and tequila came out my nose.
Oh, gross.
And gave me the weirdest buzz in between my brain and skull. I've never had it before or after.
Have you tried to duplicate that?
No, that is not something I suggest to do ever. It was, I couldn't get drunk. I couldn't buzz. It was just dominated everything. I don't know what was going on. But it was super strange. Very, very weird.
Huh.
So I don't really do tequila anymore.
So did you power through and keep drinking that night then? Or is it just...
Yeah, I went out to the bars and I was just like, yeah. And then after a while, I'm just like, I'm not feeling anything. I'm just super weird.
That's just you,
It's
Larry.
just gonna ruin the night.
Cool story, bro.
Are you not wearing a shirt? I gotta open.
No, I'm not. You didn't wear pants last week. I don't have to wear a shirt this week. Right?
I like how you just tilted it down. Like I actually thought it earlier because I saw like I was like, gosh, he has like a low cut on or something, and then you just right when I'm about to do the tags, you tilt it down so I can see your nips. Thanks, Lowery.
No, my nips hang a lot lower than that. I'll just let
can I ask the other question?
Shoulders and traps.
Did you just go the full nude with it all? Like, is there pants on or anything like that? Then
that is for you to find out, my friend. A wink.
So as the cast goes on, you're going to slowly put the mic lower,
down.
lower.
Look at my belly button.
Soon
my treasure forest.
I'm going to see your. Yeah, we're going to stop there.
No, this is as low as it goes.
It's an innie. It's not an outie. All right, so
are we talking about my penis?
Yeah. So you guys
How
can
do you know?
You guys
don't assume.
Can go to Patreon, and that is the way to support. One way to support the show. Right now, we are in Pick Your Proxy month. So if you go on there and you become a member, or you are a member, you get to pick any proxy that we have made from Proxy of the Week. $1 or more gets you in the Discord. That's where you can right now basically chat with Lowery, because I haven't been on there. I've been kind of a ghost. Chat with Lowery and everybody else, because everybody else chats a lot. I try to catch up with everything, but then by the time I can respond, it's late. But anyways, the free way to support the show, go to YouTube, subscribe. That's all you got to do. Just click on the subscribe button. And then check out Twitter, where you can see Proxy of the Week, and not sharing or updates with the cast or things that we think are cool. That's where you can go on there. And then direct message us at Gmail, CommanderSmiths. I think that's everything, right? We good?
.com.
.com.
Yeah, don't forget that.
.com. All right.
People don't always know that.
Really? Well, I guess. No, but not for emails. All right, so let's get into the actual episode here. We're going to start off with what we started with core set, which is Commander 99 are garbage with the legendary creatures. Only the new ones out of this. We're kind of only going to go over the new stuff that is in this set. So this set is interesting, though. I don't know. I was listening to Fast Finance. I'm not sure. They kind of talked about numbers and stuff like that. I don't know how hard. I think this is going to be a really tough set to get certain cards with this, and that's why the prices are extremely high right now, and I don't know where that's going to level out. It should come down depending on how much they make, but this is going to be tough to come by with some of these things. So right now, I don't know what to compare this to. Like, have you even heard anything with it? Like this, it's you get these themes, like, because the basic lands right now are going for $20, you know, like, and they're because they have the cool uniqueness to them, because the one that's 20 is the one with what's his name, Phyrexian and Obliterator in the background
with Phyrexian mana wordage and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
But so I don't know, this is going to be an interesting set. It's very geared towards Commander. The reprints are very Commander driven. You know, it's a lot of stuff that we've been kind of calling for to be reprinted and thought they would get reprints. So I guess let's just start off with our legendary creatures. Do you want to start off with Mr. Unicorn?
Yeah, I can do that. Emil the Blessed, or Blessed. All right. 2 colorless, white. It is a legendary creature unicorn. What? I just learned about bunny corns today. But 4/4.
What the hell is a bunny corn?
I don't know. It's in a fucking book for kids. Yeah, let it be. I don't know.
Bunny corns.
Silly. Yeah.
It's like, what is that? So is it a bunny unicorn?
It's a bunny with a rhino spike. You know,
with a unicorn spike.
Why don't they call this like a horse rhino? Unicorns. Or why don't they call like a rhino a unihippo? Unihippo.
Let's just read the card, Lowery.
Thought it was a good joke.
It was a dad joke right there.
3. So abilities: 3 colorless. Exile another target creature you control. you control. Then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay green or white hybrid. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on it. If it's a unicorn, put 2 1/1 counters on it instead.
This is pretty sweet. I mean, does it make you go unicorn?
It is pretty sweet.
Do you go unicorn tribal with it, or you don't even have to do that because he's still getting a 1/1 counter? You know, I mean,
you're gonna have like 50% creatures that are shapeshifters. No,
but I think you utilize the ETB thing effects with white and green, which there's a lot of those, so you can really play around with this. And this isn't at sorcery speed. You can do this whenever for your creatures. So it block, boom, exile it, comes back into play, has your ETB. I think this is a pretty sweet commander. This could be a interesting thing to build around, and I could even see it in the 99 as well.
Yeah, I mean, is this similar to Eldrazi Displacer? Yeah. But this is a legend, which is that's the diamond, 2 colorless, blink a creature. The problem is,
but isn't that one you can blink anybody's creature? Isn't
anybody's creature? Yeah, this is just yours.
Yeah.
You wanna? There's Rune, which is Bant colors, but you have to tap that. You don't have to tap this. The 1/1 counters almost mean nothing to me.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a bonus. That's just like
if you have a little extra mana and you're like, well, let's do that.
The interesting thing is you don't have it immediately comes back to the battlefield, which is nice. It isn't the waiting until end of turn. So if you had the mana open, let's say you're waiting until it's your turn, somebody's about to say go to you, and you're able to do this multiple times, you're getting something to do ETB effects 2 or 3 times, it comes immediately back. So this, you could totally abuse the crap out of this.
Well, I mean, it's an infinite mana like sink. I think the problem, or it can go both ways though, right? If it waited until the end of the turn, you could save it from like wrath effects,
right? Yeah,
or any of your creatures. The other thing is you can't do the unicorn here, Emil the Blessed.
Yeah, other ones.
It has to be another creature. 4 mana, 4/4. Put you in green white. I mean, I really like the card. Like you're saying, could be a commander, could be in your 99. This is not garbage.
Not garbage.
Not garbage.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. And it's also a mythic. I don't know if you said that, but it is a mythic.
No.
Okay. The next one is one that I am going to be building. It's Bruvok, what is it? Grand Illicit? How do you say that?
Grand Eloquent?
Grand Eloquent? So this is a mill commander. He's 2 in blue for a mythic, human advisor, 1/4. If an opponent would mill, so now they've added mill as an actual,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Weird that they did it here.
Yeah.
In Jumpstart, like let's change this
in a subset,
in a supplemental product that's going to be pretty hard to get a hold of.
Right. It's like
instead of the core set
where everybody will learn it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. So there's a lot of obvious. The hard part is mill really has only had the one commander that's works with it. That god. What's the god's name again?
Phoenix?
Yeah. Which is a pretty sweet one. This can be kind of crazy. I think it's really definitely
powerful.
Yeah, definitely could be either commander or 99. We'll see how it does. I'm kind of building the start of the deck is I'm thinking more along the lines of trying to mill everybody out, but then at the same point have the option of milling myself out. So if I can't kill everybody, that I could potentially win the game by, lab maniac way of winning. But we'll see. I haven't gone that route. So
you're going both routes.
Yeah, giving myself the option of going one or the other. But this seems pretty sweet. I mean, for 3 to come out, that's pretty cheap to get them out, and it just you're doubling all your mill effects. It
seems like there's a lot of really cool interactions with Bruvok.
Yeah. So you like it for Commander and 99 or just Commander?
No, I think at 99 when you're on theme for mill, because if you put in Fanex, if you do Saz deck, there are some other mill decks. Like I could have put this in my Euro deck when I reworked it. This could go in Sidisi Brood Tyrant, Muldrotha. I think there's a lot of really cool places that this could be fit into.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I don't think I realized that. This is if an opponent
not yourself.
would mill.
So that's why it's a little tougher for you to do self mill. I was just going to have, I'm using Jace, the one from War of the Spark.
Welder of Mysteries.
Because his ability is milling people, but then there is also that ability built into him. So he might be my only one. I might not put Laboratory Maniac in here because I might just use Jace as my scapegoat of getting out if I end up milling myself out. But the plan is going to be to try to get everybody else. And so I kind of was discussing with you beforehand, like text-wise, is the problem with mill decks is they can get picked on very easily. You really have to target one person. And the cool thing is in the beginning, they don't think you're a threat because it's like, cards are going to my graveyard. Sometimes you get people that get pissed and then they try to kill you. But once a player starts getting past halfway point of their deck gone, then it's time they start looking at trying to get rid of that deck. And the thing is, you have to hit 3 people. That's a lot of cards to get rid of rather than people's lives. You're looking at doing, instead of you're playing 4-person game, you have to do 60 points. No, 4, 8, 120. 120 points of damage, where in this you're really doing 300, because your damage is the card.
When it comes to damage, others are helping you, and when it comes to milling, more than likely you're not being helped.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I think the idea is I'm going to make it a difficult target. I'm going to try to not use counter spells because it is just mono blue, but my beef with counter spells, I'm going to try to stay away from that if I can. We'll see. That's going to be the hard part is I'm mono blue, so I don't have a ton of options. But we'll see. I'm going to tweak it, and by the time I get back from the cabin, I think I'll have a deck put together and we'll do the spotlight for that one.
Good luck.
The next one has actually done one of the biggest moves for cards. This set hasn't come out yet, obviously. Like everybody was focused on core set. A lot of cards have been moving because of the Jumpstart stuff, but this you go ahead and talk about this one. But this card,
what did this card move?
So what was that reserve list? The Anvil Bogarden, is that what it is?
Yes. That is a card.
Yeah. So that jumped up to 30. It was at 13. There's a bunch of other ones. I don't know for sure. I just know that I think Fast Finance was interaction. Yeah, I sold one of mine already because that was a card I spec'd on I think a year and a half ago, and finally hit.
It's a really good card.
Yeah,
because it was. It was a Leovold card, so you draw one, discard one instead of you drawing two because you couldn't draw multiple in a turn. So it was a cool card.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tiny Bones Trinket Thief is a colorless in a swamp for 1/2 legendary skeleton rogue mythic. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent discarded a card this turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. And then you can pay 4 colorless swamp. Each opponent with no cards in hand loses 10 life.
Yeah. This is just kind of sick.
That's a lot of good value right there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're making people discard. That's basically the point of the deck, and you're drawing, and you're losing a life, but you're going to get your value out of drawing cards here. And then you have the added bonus that if you have 6 mana, each opponent with no cards, they lose 10 life. Like, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, this is really cool for those effects of everybody discards a card. So, like, it doesn't affect you nearly as much. The problem is that discard is generally
very frowned upon.
It's at sorcery speed when it comes to getting everybody. You do have like Gaia Reach Sanitarium where everybody draws a card, everybody discards a card. So that could be nice because then you're like drawing 3 cards, losing 3 life at the end of a turn. So
you have to make sure that there's enough life gain in there, because after a while you're going to be really hurting yourself if you're doing that. You know, I mean,
it really depends, right? Like you could just be burning through people, because if you're getting them to discard cards, because 10 life for everybody is not a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got to get their no cards in their hands, though.
Sure, but that if your deck is designed for that.
Yeah. Well, then you're sitting pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. Not having like building a deck to make sure nobody can. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. I'm fine with it.
And he's a 2-drop to get out. That's the other part. Like,
yeah, 2-drops big or little.
Whatever. Huge. Just huge.
He's gross.
So yeah, Commander and 99. I think this is a pretty solid card.
Agreed. Like this can go in a Nath of the Gilt Leaf deck. I would have put this into my Xancha deck, which was discard. Would you put this in your Croxa deck?
That's what I was just about to say. I'm like, this is for sure make it in Croxa, because this is
for sure
perfect in that deck. And that's actually what that deck really needs, is another draw engine. You know, I think that's the one thing I run into is that I don't get enough draw. So yeah, this will be sweet if I can get a hold of it. $60 right now. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't, I hope that this isn't super rare. I'd like to be able to get singles out of this.
Yeah, for sure. All these seem pretty sweet. Including the next card, Inaz the Gate Force is
Gale Force.
Oh, why did I saw a T, but there's an L. So 3 and 2 blue legendary creature Jin, 4/4 flying. You can tap 2 and hybrid white or blue. Attacking creatures with flying get 1/1 until end of turn. And then it says, whenever 3 or more creatures you control with flying attack, each player gains control of a non-land permanent of your choice, controlled by the player to the right. This is awesome. This is chaos. I love it. You don't? Because you get to choose.
Just kind of reading it. Yeah, I mean, that is the big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to choose.
You're like, all right, you're getting this, I'm taking this from you. Like, you can take my whatever, something, give them last week when you're doing the little artifacts that come in, you get to draw a card, but then nothing happens with them until they die. Give them those.
Yeah. Yep. Gain control of target.
Or you do, you build the deck with Illusions of Grandeur. You give them the cumulative upkeep, so you gain 20 life. Give them that. This could be a way to give.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
What's the other one? It's Illusions of
Mediocrity.
Yeah, that one's 10 life. Yeah, so have those for sure in this. This seems like a lot of fun. Like, this seems like
flying tribal with gifting or donating. I like that.
So you know what you do is you kind of do what my Eureka deck did, is you have a lot of ETB flying 1/1 creatures, the owls and all that. So they're just really shitty flyers, but they're flyers, and you're getting an advantage when they come into play. And then you're just giving them to somebody after that. You just attack. Oh, here you go. You get that owl.
I probably wouldn't give them the flyers, because then that gets in. Well, I mean,
unless you keep making flyers,
or either way.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I wish that it kind of did was, instead of just the player to the right, it'd be right or left.
So you get to choose back and forth.
Yeah, a little bit like Pramicon.
Yeah.
So like this way, it's just kind of like, oh, this player to the right of me is doing very bad.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So do you give them like a good thing?
Well, see what you have to do. You have to before the game starts, realize who you're playing, like who's, where you situate yourself so that you're like, oh, Lowery's over here. Okay, I'll sit next to Lowery because I'm going to steal all his
This chair is hurting my butt. Can I move in between you two over there?
Oh, sure.
Squeeze in.
What deck you playing? Oh, this Jin.
I'm playing Niv Mizzet Spellslinger deck.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're not going to have many permanents, are you? No, probably not. How about you sit over there?
There's a glare. I can't see.
That too?
Can you move over there?
I really have a problem with that.
But yeah, this could be a fun commander to build around. I don't know if I see it necessarily in the. What was that?
I dropped my beer.
Oh, did it spill?
No, I'm onto a new one, but not open yet. So I got
you
lucky.
gotta
I was
wait.
reaching to open it. So I'll wait.
I don't know if I see this one in the 99. I think this one really does stay as the commander, unless this is part of your flying tribal with other stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
this just seems.
This could go in Tyson's Monomai deck, which was flying tribal, or, but I think I would prefer it to be the commander, because then the stealing aspect becomes a lot more likely.
Yeah.
To work in your benefit. For sure.
All right. Why don't you move on to the next legendary blue dude?
Ormos, Archive Keeper, 4 colorless, Island, 5/5, legendary Sphinx, rare. It is flying. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, instead put 5/1/1 counters on Ormos, Archive Keeper, and then you can pay a colorless 2 blue, discard 3 cards with different names, draw 5 cards.
So this could go in the Bruvac deck if I'm accidentally decking myself and I don't have the win there for some reason. But yeah, it doesn't seem like.
I think I like this a lot better design wise than like Lab Maniac.
Yeah.
Because it stops you from milling yourself, but isn't like an auto win.
Yeah.
But it can be like, think of so you have no cards in your deck and you do the colorless blue, discard 3 cards to draw 5 cards.
Oh yeah.
That makes it a 30-30.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's pretty brutal. I didn't even think of it that way.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
5.
But then all they have to do is just you kill it, and then you're pretty much dead.
Also true.
Doesn't have a lot of protection.
Also true. Yeah, because if you go to do the ability and they're like,
kill it,
remove, you're like, I'm dead.
See ya.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's another question is like, if you're self-milling, do you want to make it harder on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because it already feels like it's a thing, right? It's a competitive thing.
I don't see this one as a commander though, as well, or very much.
Yeah,
I think
it's definitely not something that I'd be interested in building with.
Yeah, I think it's more of a 99, like you were saying there. It's not garbage. I wouldn't put it in garbage.
No, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 6-mana 5/5 that could draw you 3 cards. Like I like that aspect of discarding 3 cards, drawing 5 cards.
Yeah,
like that ability is really cheap for what's going on,
and you can do it multiple times, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig it. So we are in the 99, but not commander and not garbage.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. Next one is Kel's Fight Fixer, and it is 2 black for legendary creature. What the hell is it? It's an Azra Warlock.
Yeah, this is from Battle Bond.
Oh, Azra was in there?
Yeah. Well, Azra.
Yep. So it has Menace, and it's a 4/3. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may pay either blue or black. If you do, draw a card. I like that. Tap 1, sacrifice creature. Kells gains indestructible until end of turn. So it has its own sacrifice with it. This is pretty sweet.
So you pay a colorless to make it indestructible, and then a Dimir to draw a card.
This is pretty sweet. I actually can dig this one as a commander because it's giving you 2 colors there as well, the blue and black. And this could be, you'd have to fit in a blue-black deck, but it could also be a 99 for a sacrifice. But the one that I would have liked, I would wish that with the hybrids that it could just go in a black deck, but that's
sure.
That's that little argument thing of how you could change commander, because that would be sweet in my Tesa deck, creatures leaving and being able to sacrifice and draw cards with it. But this by itself could be a sweet commander. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be playing what is it? Whenever your creatures die, a creature put in the grave. What is it? Blood.
Oh, Grave Pact.
Grave Pact. But then the everybody loses a life. You gain a life. What's her name? The vampire.
Yeah, that one.
But all those vampires.
Falcon Wrath Noble.
No, the main guy, Blood Artist. Yeah, it's like it hit me. Why did you go that route? But yeah, so you can go that route with this. Pretty obvious that way. But I like that blue is kind of mixed in there. So what would you? It's kind of weird that the blue is in there. Why is the blue in there?
Drawing a card.
Oh, there we go. I'm looking. I'm like, how does the blue make it blue? Yeah.
I guess.
99 Commander or garbage?
I'd say 99 or Commander.
Yeah.
Not garbage. I don't think that's bad.
No, I think it's pretty good. All right, so we got four more. Now we get into
4. Yeah.
We got 3 of them in a row that are kind of tribal. 2 of them that are newish tribal.
Weird.
But yeah, you're on the first guy.
Maxus Goblin Grande.
Yeah.
I don't think 4 colorless mountain for 4 Goblin Noble rare legendary creature. When Maxus enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 card of your library. Put all Goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them into the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Whenever Maxus attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other Goblin you control.
This can be
Jesus.
This
that
can
does
be
a lot.
both, I think. It could be a sweet commander. It could be in the 99. But it's a Goblin deck.
God, it's good, right?
Yeah. Well, how many top 6 cards? And you could potentially
top 6 cards of 5 or less. What goblins are more than 5?
Was it? Oh no, Goblin Mutant is 5.
What goblins that you would play are more than 5? I can't believe I had to condition that.
You asked. That was just.
But
no, Goblin Mutant's only 4, so I was wrong there.
Are you thinking about the one from? Is that only 4?
Yeah,
from
only 4.
Ice Age.
Ice Age, yeah, it's shitty.
Okay.
Trample can't attack if defending player controls an untapped creature with power 2 or greater, or power greater than 2. Can't block if a creature attacking has power 2 or. This is a shitty card.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
well, yeah, no,
this card's good.
Pretty much every
goes
goblin
in
comes
decks and can lead the goblin deck.
Yeah,
I think I'd probably have it as. I don't know. Good.
Well,
both.
So this one made what? Is it Goblin Recruiter go up? Is that what it was?
No, Goblin Recruiter went up because of Snoop.
Snoop, but this could also do that because you put in goblins at the top, so you fix it so that your 6 cards are all goblins and they all just come in.
Drop them all in.
Yeah,
that seems like value.
So, okay, so then the next one. So we both thought Commander and 99 for that one for goblins. It's a must add for goblin decks. Next one is our first Minotaur decent commander here. So it's Sethron. Is that what did you say? Sethron?
Yeah, I think so.
Makes me think of Saffron.
Because his name is Seth.
Yeah. Sethron.
Yeah,
it's like a mix of his.
Do you think that would be a really fucking cool nod if that was on purpose? And if I was Saffron Olive, I would be like, yeah, they told me that this is my card.
It's Sethron. Herloon General. It is 3 and 2 red for a legendary creature, Minotaur Warrior. It is a 4/4. Whenever Sethron or another non-token Minotaur enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/3 Minotaur red creature token. You can tap 2 and either black or red. Minotaurs you control get 1/0 and gain menace and haste until end of turn. So I bought a bunch of Minotaurs because it's like, it's a iconic creature. Kind of.
I don't know.
It's the shitty creatures.
I mean, iconic from Homelands, but after that, I don't know.
But so I bought a bunch of those dudes, and I was like, I'm gonna build a Minotaur deck, and I'm like, man, it's cool, but it's so straightforward. It's like, cast Minotaurs, get more Minotaurs, like
make them hasty and menacey.
Yeah, and a little bit stronger. I don't know. I was excited at first, and now I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a really boring deck.
There isn't any real. I mean, it's whatever twist you want.
Right. That's where I was.
Minotaurs don't really do anything other than be Minotaurs. I don't know. Like, I think we had this discussion when we were talking about like underutilized or tribes, like last spring, and like this does something, but like that's what like who's the vampire guy? That's pretty
Edgar?
badass. Really.
Edgar?
Yeah, Edgar's good is because like vampires have like lifelink like built into it, and like that life gain aspect is really nice. Minotaurs don't really do anything else, and so if they had something else with them, this would be awesome.
So what I came across is there's a few of them that are like Minotaur lords, so they add these bonuses where it's either trample or death touch or whatever. And it's like you kind of said a little bit ago, is that's my thing, is I'm trying to figure out the twist I can add to this to make the deck interesting, because it's the same thing with Edgar. Like, but Edgar, like you're saying, is more powerful because you got these natural life link with your vampires most of the time. These are just 2/3s. Like you're getting 2/3 Minotaurs. So I the twist is the thing that it could make this interesting. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to build it. I'm going to start and we'll see what happens.
I bought a bunch of cards.
All the cards for it.
Use them. Maybe not.
This deck is boring. We'll see. All right. So then we have another tribal.
Zerzoth, Chaos Rider, 2 colorless mountain, 2/3 legendary devil rare.
Oh, bless you.
That was good. Whenever an opponent, you can cut that, right?
Yeah.
Whenever an opponent draws their first card each turn, if it's not their turn, you create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever one or more devils you control attack one or more players, you and those players each draw a card, then discard a card at random. Ugh.
Yeah.
That random part hurts.
Yeah.
Do you just is this mono red sit back? Is that what's going on?
So let's back up really quick. With Minotaur, what did we think with that one? That one's just a general, right?
General, yeah.
You're not
it's
doing
just
okay.
Yeah,
to this dude, it's just.
I think it's pretty dope. I think it's really cool. I hate the random part.
Whenever an opponent draws their first card each turn, it's not their turn. So you're basically making them draw.
With Zerzoth, they got to draw and discard a card. You do too, and then you get to create a 1/1 devil, which then next current turn you can attack with 2, and then you get to.
And there's enough red drawing. Everybody draws, right? No, there's a couple cards that makes everybody draw cards.
I mean, you can. If you do...
You could do wheel, and that would be a good one to get.
But it only gives you 1, because it's only off the first card each turn.
If it's
not their turn.
Yeah, but you get 3.
Their turn.
You get 3.
Oh. Yeah.
So you do wheel,
not their turn.
There's
that bell, Temple Bell.
Yeah.
You could do on your turn.
Well, and you have some of the other draw ones, the artifacts that tap to make everybody draw, where when you get to decide to do it instead of the Howling Mine. Where
I think that's just Temple Bell.
Is that it?
That's the only one that's coming to my mind for everybody. And then you can have, like we said, Gyro Reach Sanitarium.
Yeah, the lands you're saying. Yeah.
There's what's the one that
Masters
really
25 one? Well, it's the cuckoo. It's the cuckoo show. What is that? Not the cuckoo show, but it starts with a K. Doesn't it? Yeah, that's what maybe that's what it was. Right. Is K's were in it.
Yeah,
it starts with a K.
Good enough.
I mean, that has K's in the word.
So I guess like the question is like, do I want to be drawing and discarding a card at random? How do you benefit from that?
Yeah,
random sucks.
It could have a little madness to it, but you're not building a madness deck.
I don't think so.
Yeah. You're still drawing. I mean,
I think it's interesting, and I don't think it's bad. I would probably use it in my 99.
yeah. I could see it as commander though
general.
too.
Yeah. I think I'd
99 I'm a
prefer it
little
as
more
the
iffy.
general.
Yeah, I was going to say 99 is a little more iffy, but you could have it in there. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the one that you really like. You might build this guy.
I am in the process.
Oh, am I supposed to read this one? Yes, it's me, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
What is it? Nyeth? Is that how they say that one?
I want to say Nayeth.
Nayeth of Dire Hunt.
It's not a horse. It's a wolf in the background, but really it's a human warrior. But
2 green, like you said, human warrior, legendary creature, 3/3. Whenever one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked, draw a card. So that's kind of cool, either or. And then at the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may pay 2 and a green or a red. If you do, double target creature's power until end of turn. That creature must be blocked this combat if able. So this is one that you kind of want to build, right?
seems okay. Seems super cheap at this point for building it. Because you're just fight is not the most used mechanic.
Yeah, that's nice that they added the blocked as well. Because if it was just fight, it's like, ooh.
There's not a lot of good cards. And so like I was trying to be like, okay, we fight, we deal the damage, and then I can sacrifice, and you can't do that. That's not how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you can block, and so there is like a little sub theme of like must be blocked as well. So you can do that with cards, like Nakata War Pride, which is a really sweet card.
Throw a lure on it.
Yep, lure. That's exactly what I threw out on Twitter tonight.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So I have it's a beta lure that I have, and I'm like, I never thought I'd be putting this into a commander deck.
So you were building this already with that. You had that in mind.
Yeah. And the question that I don't know that Louisiana Leo asked me was, if it's blocked multiple times, like one creature blocked by multiple, do I get the draw for each of those instances? And I'll have to figure that out.
No, it says when one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked.
So the question is it considered the one time that it's being blocked, or each individual time being blocked? I'm thinking it's just the one time.
I think so,
but
too.
I'll double check before I do a spotlight on it.
Well, but the thing is it says whenever one or more. So it's saying that if you have more than, you're only getting one trigger off of it. You get what I'm saying? So if you attacked with, or if you,
that seems more right?
Yeah, or become blocked. So if you attacked with 15 creatures and all 15 got blocked, you only draw one card. Because it's saying whenever one or more of your creatures you control fight or become blocked. So it's getting rid of the multiple being blocked.
But you can, that kind of is weird too because of fight, because
one or more creatures.
Each time you fight, you would draw, even though you could have
that'd be separate.
You could have multiple instances of fight on there, but then every time it fights, you would draw a card.
Yeah, whenever one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked.
I'll clarify that.
We'll get a text from
a little bit more.
We'll get a text from Mr.
Number two.
Yeah. But yeah, this one seems pretty interesting. I'm a little sad that it wasn't green-white, because that would be perfect in Tulsamere. You know what I'm saying?
You'd be drawing a ton of cards. But this is more of what I wanted, it to be a red-green,
white.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Either way.
So those are the legendary creatures. That guy, I would say, is the commander. I don't really...
Even at the 99,
I guess you could, because they become blocked.
The really cool spot of just like doubling the power and forcing a block seems sweet.
Okay.
So, and you can only do that one time because it's a beginning of combat trigger.
Yeah.
Could double it with Strionic Resonator, but then that's a 8 mana to get 2 of the triggers. That's a lot.
Yeah. So now we move into the new cards in here, and just going to kind of go through those rather quickly because we're already at 50 minutes.
All right.
How do we do it, Lowery? I don't get it. Okay, so I think you're starting us off with this one. Yeah.
All right. Immolating Gyre. 4 colorless red sorcery mythic. I'm not paying attention to you. Immolating Gyre deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker you don't control.
Your nipples
where X
are
is the number of instants or sorcery cards in your graveyard.
Oh, I didn't even listen to what you were saying because I was looking at your nipples.
But I wasn't. No. Now I don't even know.
Now you put them down low. Okay.
Hey, baby. No, that's fine.
All right, so we have
you can't sell those pictures for anything.
Screenshot. It deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker you don't control. This seems a pretty sweet board wipe. One-sided.
Yeah, I mean it goes in the instant sorcery decks. I like it for
going in Niv Mizzet for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like it for a ton of decks that I build, but I'm more permanent based when I build my decks. So,
oh, good for you.
Oh, good for you.
It's not a good for you. It's just understanding what your play style is, and this isn't a card that's going to be very good for me.
Feather.
Those cards don't go into the graveyard. Maybe
They get exiled. Oh, Calamax would be kind of sweet. That's a good point.
Calamax could do his thing on that.
I like this card. I think it's a pretty good. It's a one-sided Spellslinger board wipe.
Yeah, I do like that it's one-sided for sure.
All right. The next card, which is the card that's the most expensive in the set, but Allosaurus Shepherd, 1 green for a 1/1 elf shaman. Allosaurus Shepherd can't be countered. Sweet. Green spells you control can't be countered. Even better. And then you can tap 4 and 2 green until end of turn. Each elf creature you control has base power and toughness 5/5 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. Yeah, this card's ridiculous. Every green deck, more so if it's an elf deck would be really nice, but I can see it in every green deck just for the first 2 parts.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's solid. I like it.
A 1-drop?
But the price that's the I don't believe everything.
I'm not gonna buy it for $100. Yeah, we gotta wait until it actually comes out to see where these prices get at. But yeah, it's $100 right now. There's no way it's staying that high.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Like if all these prices stay, like I'm not buying any of these. I'm not interested in any of these cards for these prices.
For the first time, I'm going to be a cheater with our group and build a deck that I don't ever own the commander because I'm not buying this shit.
Don't plan on it. Fuck that.
Build
instantly
a whole deck.
Take it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to sleeve my deck until.
Yeah, but the card is pretty damn solid though. Can't be countered and adding green spells. Yeah, that's pretty nice in itself. The added bonus for elf decks, this is in every elf deck, turning them into 5/5s. So,
yeah.
All right, the last mythic, a new mythic that's on in this set.
Towering Titan, 4 colorless green. It is a mythic giant. Towering Titan enters the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it, where X is the total toughness of other creatures you control. Yoicks. Sacrifice a creature with Defender. All creatures gain trample until end of turn.
Oh, Yoicks. This is going in Arcades for sure.
Yeah. This is Arcades and Dorn.
Ridiculous.
This goes in both those decks. This is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
That's a sweet card. I like it a lot.
It's huge. It's probably huge.
Yeah, the sacrifice a creature with Defender. Oh, yeah.
Everything is trample. This is especially, both are good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Blessed Sanctuary, 3/2 white for an enchantment. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and creatures you control. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white unicorn creature token. So this works with Tulsamir because it's the fighting aspect. It's a pretty solid card. There's like 3 other white cards that do the same thing, and they're all pretty decent. This is kind of nice that you get a 2/2 when you're getting something. You know, the other cards don't. They're all more so of not preventing non-combat damage.
Yeah.
This gives you a little extra
I like
bonus.
this card too. Just having it where whenever the non-token creature is created.
Yeah.
And you can just, that's the nice thing is like running this in a Blasphemous Act deck and stuff like that. Like that seems good.
For sure.
Steel Plume Marshal, 3 colorless, plains, bird soldier, 3/3 flyer. Whenever Steel Plume Marshal attacks other attacking creatures you control with flying, get +2/+2 until end of turn.
Yeah.
Flying dot deck. Is that good enough to go in there? I don't know. I haven't built that deck.
I mean, it would go in with your Jin here, I guess. The Jin Commander.
It would. You're right.
So
yeah.
That's about it with that one. That's not that exciting. It would be good for a flying deck. It doesn't get the 2/2, so you're paying 5 for a 3/3 flyer.
Yeah. No.
All right, Corsair Captain. That's what I'm going with. 2 and a blue for a 2/2 human pirate. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Other pirates you control get 1/1.
Blech.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right, and we're down to Mr. Sphinx.
Scholar of the Last Trove, 5 colorless island Sphinx, 5/5 flyer. When Scholar of the Lost Trove enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant, sorcery, or artifact card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If an instant or sorcery spell cast this way would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead.
Good recursion,
good.
I guess.
I like that.
For 7, though? It's a lot.
Yeah, I like that, though. Being able... So, like... with the blue Gear Hulk that you can cast at instant speed, but only recurs instants. Like, you sit down and you're like, everything I want to pay 6 mana for to cast for free are like sorceries. So this taking off, it gives you sorceries or artifacts.
Yeah, which is really nice. Sorcery, instant, or artifact.
And then like taking away the flash, adding 1 more mana. It seems pretty balanced when you're comparing it to something like that. And I like this card a lot when it comes to that kind of like thought pattern.
Mm-hmm.
This is, and like if it was like a cast trigger, I wouldn't like it as much. So you can blink this and it seems really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a good point with the enter the battlefield. Yeah.
So
just
I think I like it.
I like it, but it's at 7. That's a lot.
But that ends games. Like if you have like extra turns in your graveyard, like you just get to cast it for free.
Yeah. Witch of the Moors, 3/2 black human warlock, 4/4 death touch. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature, and you return up to 1 target creature from your graveyard to your hand. That's kind of sweet, actually.
This is really sweet.
Yeah.
This is a 5 mana Shieldred to a degree.
Yeah, but you just got to gain life. It's only your turn, though. Yeah, so it is this. Yeah.
But each opponent sacrifices, which is going to automatically happen with Shieldred. Shieldred puts 1 from your graveyard into play. This puts it into your hand. That's 7 mana. This is 5 mana. So, like, this goes in that deck for sure.
Yeah. You're in any little life gain deck. That's the cool thing is you can just attack with something with lifelink and you're going to be able to everybody sacrifice. Yeah. All right. What do we got left? We got a Phoenix.
Lightning Phoenix, 2 colorless red for a 2/2 flying haste.
Get ready for something really shitty because it's a Phoenix.
It can't block. At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent was dealt 3 or more damage this turn, you may pay Mountain. If you do, return Lightning Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of your end step. Ugh. I don't like that.
Fucking Phoenix.
I don't like that one bit.
They're so terrible.
At your end step, if
you have to do 3 damage or more, then you get to pay 1 and get a 2/2 flying haste.
That can't block.
That's a good point. Yeah, so you get it.
So it comes in at the end of the turn. So haste is nullified. Can't block. So it can't attack that turn. Can't block until ever.
Ugh. Garbage. All right.
I mean,
let's move on to the last card, which is actually a really good card. They added this in here, but it's a branching evolution. 2 and a green for an enchantment. If 1 or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature you control, put twice that many 1/1 counters on that creature instead. Pretty sweet.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. We keep getting more tools with that. What do we got? Well, of course, the big guy of doubling season. We got, what is it? Primal Vigor. We have, what's the other one?
Sorry. So there's
that's Primal Vigor.
The Gruul card that doubles the counters.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of all the green.
Hardened Scales.
Yeah, that does that too. There's a lot of them.
One. If you look at the art, it's kind of funny. Because the first time I looked at it, I was like, is this like a Noah's Ark reference or some shit? And then just everything is actually doubling.
Yeah.
So 2 snake heads, 2 pairs of ears on a rabbit, 2 horns, 4 legs on a flamingo. I think it's goofy ass art.
This cat has 2 tails.
Yeah. Flying bird has 2 heads. Bunch of Siamese twins.
Freaking crazy. All right. Well, this set though, we're at an hour, so we should probably
wrap it up.
Wrap it up. But there was a couple. Do we want to mention really quick the reprints on this?
Yeah. If we're just at an hour, we just sped through that.
Yeah. So we have Linvala, Keeper of Silence, has been revealed here. I'm gonna kind of go down the list. You go ahead and go and go back and forth.
Yeah, I got
Mycaeus,
the Lunarch, that's kind of boring.
Drana,
Is that all there is?
No, then we got Rise of the Dark Realms, which love that card. Speaking of,
let's go.
The one that you were talking about, Shioro, or whatever, the Praetor, the black one.
Oh, Sheoldred.
Yep, she's in this.
She's in that. Drana, Liberator, but Ghoulcaller Gissa, that was an expensive card before this.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Craterhoof Behemoth. Freaking needed that.
Craterhoof is awesome. Primeval Bounty is sweet. Selvala, Heart of the Wilds, I'm surprised they just reprinted that in Mystery Boosters as well, I believe.
Yeah, but that
card's sweet.
Yeah,
card is fantastic.
I don't have that, so I'm very happy it's in this. What else we got here?
Uvenwald Hydra.
Cathara's Crusade is such a good card. They keep reprinting that. I feel like that card should be like a $20 card. It's still, it's $5-10, but that card's so good. Cathara's Crusade.
That's cheap.
I know.
It's a cheap card. I don't like it. It's good. I just it's boring.
Rhystic Study it's not boring. Is in this as well.
Really involved. You have so many goddamn
triggers of when it enters the battlefield and all that.
Yeah. Rock's Faithmender is pretty sweet on the reprint. Oh, Kira Great Glass Spinner is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that one's a good reprint. I like that. Rhystic has been printed twice now. I wish they would have used the new art with that, but whatever.
Some people aren't super happy about that. So
Exquisite Blood, that's a good one to add in here.
Fidelkin Archmage, drawing off of artifact spells you cast. That kind of jumped up over 10. Yeah. Exquisite Blood. Reanimate is being reprinted.
Oracle Moldiah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that before.
I think we did as well. Goblin Goon.
Oh, did we want to make mention really quick? Phyrexian Tower is also in this, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
But the other lands, the special lands in this.
You can talk about those. I'm not a huge fan.
No, they're not. They're tap lands. But the thriving stuff. So it comes into play tapped. Depending on whatever color it is, you you can tap to add
Scarecrow?
one color of that color, but then it also, when it enters the battlefield, you can choose another color, and you can either add that color or the one that's on the card. I don't think we kind of talked about it before. I don't think we will play with these at all because I don't play with tap lands, but I think it's better than the 2-color tap lands
in a 3+ color deck.
Mm-hmm. Well, you did get new Terramorphic Expanse art. That was another thing that was with this.
You what?
A new Terramorphic Expanse art.
Oh, yes, that is
also in this. So
fantastic.
So, pretty sweet. Oh, I'm going to see if I can get my hands on these. I don't know. It looks like you
I'm just hoping the singles go down. I wouldn't mind trying to be able to get a box, but I haven't bought in box. Nothing's going to change for me. I'm not buying boxes. I'm not doing anything.
Just doing a podcast. That's all you're doing.
That's all I'm doing. And then I just turn off the computer and sit here for a week, and then you want to talk again. So open the computer. And you
just wanted to talk again, so that's all I do. Way to describe what a conversation is. It was shirtless.
And listening. Right. Actually, we are talking and listening.
Oh, good point. Sometimes you aren't, though. Sometimes you were just waiting for yourself to talk.
Oh, don't blame this on me only. You do that too.
Yes,
I do it a lot more.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't catch what you say until I'm re-listening and editing it. I'm like, damn it, I missed that. That was a good one, Lowery.
Yuck.
That doesn't happen very often.
No.
Wah, wah, wah. All right. Well,
don't you got a button for that? Thank you. Yeah.
Or Zeke's is better. That one's probably my favorite.
I do like that one.
All right. Well, that should do it for this week. Our next week's episode. We're going to be doing replacement
cards.
Yeah. So we're going to get back on that. But yeah, so that'll be next week, and then hopefully the following will be a spotlight again with the Mill Commander. So we'll see. Shut up.
It sounds like you said milk.
Oh, a Milk Commander? Oh,
Milk Commander.
Didn't I put that on the Discord on accident?
Yeah, you did.
Milk Commander.
You even texted me, I'm building the Milk Commander. And I just was like, that's a typo. Not worried about it. But you did it on Discord.
I know, because my phone doesn't realize what mill is. And so I type mill, and it autocorrects to milk.
GIFs.
Yeah, I know. Everybody.
It was amazing.
Well, there's some disgusting milk gifts. There's some. It's really bad. If you ever just want to look, just type in that with your GIF thing, and there's a lot of semen or milk. Yeah. So, anyways,
I don't see any of those.
Well, that's what it looks like. That's what they're trying to make it look like.
No, it looks like milk. I don't know what you're thinking about.
What do you think, Lowery?
I think about cards going into the graveyard from your library.
Milk. All right. Well, that should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega.
Sega. They're gonna sue us. You gotta say it so they can't understand what. Is he saying seagull?
Seagull.
Is he saying not Sega? I don't know.